Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Politically Correct Ghana lesson 322. And today, the 17th of September 2025, we want to discuss a very troubling issue in Ghana as of now. That is the fight against Galamsey. The title of the discussion is The Deceptions of the Fight Against Galamsey. We are aware, very much aware, that media coalition against Galamsey have in the past 9 to 10 years been drumming in our ears, the Ghanaian ears, on daily basis against Galamsey. We are aware that University Teachers Association of Ghana have joined in the propaganda Frail. I'm saying it's a Frail of propaganda. They have joined in. Likewise, the Catholic bishops have also joined in the Frail of propaganda. Catholic Bishops Conference have also joined in the Frail of propaganda. Why am I saying that? Because almost all these reports that the media coalition led by Dr. Kenasibe and Ms. Awola Sewa have put up is incomplete, an incomplete side of the story. The whole story should have been what is a pollution caused by gold mining. So then if you look at that, you want to note what are the pollutions? What are the types of pollution? Air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, underground pollution, rocks, movements and all that. Sound pollution, you want to look at that. Then if you look at the type of mining, you want to look at artesanal mining, which is Galamsey. Artesanal mining, which is Galamsey. Artesanal mining or Galamsey is just informal mining. It's not illegal. It's informal. I keep saying it's informal. It's not illegal. Then we have to look at small-scale mining. Then we have to look at large-scale mining because we don't have the medium-scale mining in Ghana. We have not defined that yet per our regulations. Okay. When we do that, when we marry these 2 points, we'll be able to find out between the small-scale and artisanal mining or Galamsey, who pollutes the environment most. And then that of large-scale, between who are those who pollute the environment most. Is it the artisanal and small-scale gold miners or the large-scale gold miners? Then you can now begin as to how to redress the situation. But no, the Awulas, the Kenasibes have gone in for Galamsey, which is artisanal mining, and they are blaming them, shipping them. But just take our time. Let's look at it. Let me give you one quick example before we take our time to go through all methodically. You know, Newmont, which is a large-scale multinational company owned by the US, is in the Tiwa range, that is the Ajinjua Bipo forest. In the Tiwa range, it's a range, and in there we have Ajinjua Bipo forest to mine. They do open pit mining, and it's a fact, undeniable fact, that open pit mining goes in to destroy the river bodies or the streams around it. That's what it does, open pit mining, but they have been given a license. And there is a multinational corporation operating in Ghana, taking the gold in Ghana, paying the taxes and the royalties, and then taking a chunk of it away. Meanwhile, leaving the waters and all forms of pollution taking place. They are going to destroy 12 river bodies. They are going to destroy 12 river bodies in Eastern region. That's in the Etiwa range. That's just one bit of it. So let's go through carefully. What about cyanide spillage? So I'm going to take my time and look at cyanide spillage. Cyanide, when it spills and enters the water, the people who take the water, the aquatic life is destroyed. The fauna life, the fish, they're all gone. You know, the herbs in the water, they are all gone. The planktons, rather, in the water, they are all going to be dead. Then, once it is cyanide polluted water, humans cannot drink the water anymore because it causes a lot of asphyxiation. Breath, seizes our breath. It causes us to knock off. That's cyanide. It kills people. That's what it does. It seizes your breath. And you can knock off anytime. That's what cyanide does to human beings. Okay, so let's look at it carefully. One, I've just mentioned Newmont. Okay, one. Let's look at River Ori. River Ori in Konongo, that is Ubinimansi mines. Ubinimansi mines in Konongo. They do open pit mining there. And in there, that mine is owned by Signature Metals. That's an Australian company. Ken Asibe and Co. never found anything wrong with them. Open pit mining, take note, and the pollution, obviously the pollution that goes with it. What about Billiton Bogoso? Billiton Bogoso, a Canadian mine. They finished the Dumase in Bogoso River. That's River Aprepre, River Ejainsia, River Benya, River Mansi. That leads to Ankobra River. They have destroyed it with cyanide. They spilled cyanide in it. But our people never see anything wrong with it. Is it that we have been trained to speak the English language or French or any other person's language, trained in their schools and given letters? So then we think like them and then we kick against our own people, the small scale miners who pollute little. This is just cyanide. I earlier on mentioned 12 rivers in the 81 range is going to go. It's going to be killed by Newmont. Then the third one, you know, Angobin stream that flows into the Bonsa River. It serves Takwa. Takwa is struggling, has been struggling with water because Tebrebi Goldfields, that's owned by a South African company. Yeah, they have polluted, they spilled water, they spilled cyanide into the water. That's the Takwa water, and such that Ghana Water Company have complained and they have shut down completely this year in Takwa. So then you can imagine the kind of water the people of Takwa are going to take. I know it's 6 minutes and we're going to finish shortly. But let's go to the fifth one. What about Supu River and then Fina River? Supu River and Fina River, Ashanti Goldfields, that's a South Africa company. They went in there to mine and they have kicked out, they have taken over 400 kilometers of the land and kicked out all the inhabitants and the farms out of the place and relocated them, gave them pittance just to make them relocate. And it's left them more poor. People who had their own farms, but Anglo Gold, Ashanti Gold or Anglo Gold, have taken that whole place up. And you say that's fine. They spilled cyanide into the river, Supu River, and then the Fina River that you cannot even use anymore. What about the sixth one? River Esuman in Huni Valley, Huni River. They poured cyanide into it. They spilled it, they poured it into it. Let me just use the right word. And who did that? Anglo Gold Goldfields. That's a South African company. They poured it into it. They always take your gold away, leave you with poison your waters. You don't complain. You just go after artisanal mining folks. I'm not saying artisanal mining do not pollute, but they pollute least. But our educated folks, University Lecturers Association, never see anything wrong with that. They don't see anything wrong with the large polluters, but they go in for the least polluters, of whose gold it's their own property. When the president says it, they say they disagree with. The Catholic bishops, their moral reference, they don't even see anything wrong with the worst crime, but they see everything wrong with the least crime. Is this religion? Religion. They don't even know that we are fighting an economic independence. We have attained the political independence. We are fighting economic independence. And that's what they are stopping. Let's go on again. Achimpim wetlands. Achimpim wetlands was destroyed. Cyanide, they poured into the wetlands by Golden Star. Golden Star is a US and Canadian company. Also in Bogoso, Dumasi. Look, the people don't have good drinking water. Their livelihood has been taken away from them. Fauna life gone, flora life gone. You don't see anything. All you see is the Galamsey. Artisanal mining, that doesn't destroy that much. If you talk of illegal mining, it's illegal mining. Those are even large-scale miners. Okay, then what about the F1? Ankroba River. Ankroba River was destroyed by Bogoso Gold Mine, and that has been sold to Blue Gold Holdings Company. Blue Gold is a Canadian, US, and UK mine. US, Canada, and UK mine. And what did they do? They poured cyanide into the river there, into the Ankobra River. They poured cyanide into it. Don't forget that the earlier one that spilled into it. They also poured cyanide into the river again, into these rivers. And guess what? Into Ankobra River. How can people in Western region ever have good drinking water? Don't you see that's environmental pollution? Look at it again. Let's go on. River Esuman. Oh, Isunia Oti River. Oti River serves the northern region and then the Volta region, drinking water and for agricultural purposes and industrial purposes if there are anyway. But that's by Newmont Hafo. Newmont in Hafo pours cyanide into that water, destroyed it. It goes on and on. You know, this whole thing, we have to rethink about it and get our UTAG the University Teachers Association, to do a proper, comprehensive research and not just join in the frail of propaganda, just like the religious, our moral reference point. That's the Catholic Bishops Conference, to join in the frail of propaganda to bastardize artisanal mining or Galamsey, who are the least polluters, and then let off the large-scale polluters, with the large-scale enterprises, the multinational corporations who are foreign and in Ghana, taking the Ghanaian gold away, leaving the people, the locals poor. Do we think that the locals don't know, or because they are not lettered, so we think they are dumb, that they know gold is worth, and so they have to take that which belongs to them? Look, I know it's 10 minutes, I'm about wrapping up. You know, Newmont has destroyed this, Newmont Ahafo, destroyed the Supri River. Supri River serves Asante Fiduase and Achim Abuakwa. The rest is left for it. That's water they used to drink, but they can no more drink. Look, let us be circumspect in what we do, because we are fighting an economic independence. So can we not strengthen our artisanal money to go green, which is what the president has said, that President John Dramani Mahama has said, that he wants to take them to Australia to learn green gold mining, so that they pollute the environment least. What about our large-scale mining companies, the multinational corporations, taking the gold away, destroying our environment? We don't talk about it. We Ghanaians seem to be a bit, I don't know whether we are innocent or we deliberately do it, put educated people in front, and then they give us some shady kind of stories, subjective stories. The name is shady kind of stories. Let's think and think that we have to fight our economic independence after our political independence. Other than that, the imperialist studies amongst us will prevent us from obtaining that economic independence. Thank you.